Fortnite Chapter 7's first live event just got leaked with brand new audio log confirming Amy is back, the visitor is now in our timeline, and the rocket is coming back for this live event. We also have a brand new free awards that you guys need to unlock, so let us not waste any more time and get straight into it. But if you head into the item shop, you guys can see the brand new Marvel Rivals skins are now inside of the game. We have Magic and Lunar Snow. Both of these skins are actually really cool. This also does confirm that the Marvel Rivals collabs have not stopped, and this could potentially mean we may finally be getting Ultron inside of the game, bro. That would be absolutely insane. But if you guys are picking up these from today's item shop, please consider popping in my support creator code Apple1, as it does help out the channel an absolute ton. So, like I said, the live event has been completely leaked, and we have so many live event leaks. And the storyline. As we know, the Dark Voyager has been traveling to multiple realities to collect 0-point shards, and now with the OG reality mixed with the Battle Royale reality, we actually have some brand new insane audio logs from the visitor where he goes to say all of this.
Fascinating. You are not the order I expected to meet when I picked up your distress call. We originate from different realities. Perhaps even divergent timelines. No matter where or when we come from, the Seven stand together. Tell me what you need me to do.
Looper, you need to speak to the Order. She's stubbornly pursuing the Dark Voyager. Alone. In my reality, her sister was the impetuous one.
Bad ideas don't improve themselves by propagating. We don't know what the Dark Voyager is capable of. You need to stay away from the Dark Voyager. That's an order. I stalked the Voyager through the husks of burnt-out stars and the ashes of crumbling realities. If you were easily dealt with, don't you think I would have done that by now? Your hubris and impatience are endangering the mission. You've become reckless, like your sister. Did you learn nothing from losing her?
From these audio logs, you can quite clearly tell that the visitor is from a different reality we currently don't know about, but he has actually seen all of the 7 members before, just different versions of them from different realities, with them all staying together in his reality, and he has also followed the Dark Voyager through the entire universe, but is unable to stop what he's doing by himself because, well, he's simply too powerful for the visitor, which is why he is here. He needs the help from our version of the 7 to help defeat the Dark Voyager, which is what we're going inside of the live event, and throughout the whole Chapter 7 it is an absolutely insane storyline. But he has also confirmed that the Imagined is dead, which means a new member of the 7 is definitely coming. That is most likely going to be Jones, but that's not all, as we also have some brand new Amy dialogue which is tied to the 7 rocket. Yes, the rocket is returning as well as Amy, which means we may finally be getting her skin that has been inside of the skin surveys for 4 years, bro. This skin looks absolutely amazing, but the rocket will be on the island and will be a big part for this live event, which will actually travel to one of the different realities to get one of the 0-point shards and maybe collect one of the 7 members. This is going to be located near the last reality prison in like the desert area, which you guys can see here. It actually looks really cool. But we actually do have a leaked video of the mini event of the Cube Cradle charging up the 0-point with the shards that it currently has collected. Obviously it doesn't have enough shards right now to fully create the 0-point, but as you guys can see, when it charges up the 0-point, blasting energy into it, it creates a brand new reality rifts spread across the entire island. We haven't seen these in 5 years, and inside each one of these reality rifts is a different reality with the 0-point shards in every single one. It's almost like the 0-point is helping us save it before the Dark Voyager gets all of its power, which you guys can see. We have a snowy reality, which potentially might be where the paradigm is actually at, which is really cool. We then have a beach reality, which is kind of cool. It kind of looks like OG Chapter 2. And then we have a woodland reality, which all of these realities may be where the rest of the 7 members are, which would actually be pretty insane for the storyline. But with Amy now back in the game files, her skin will most likely be coming out inside of the next season's Battle Pass, and I can't lie, this skin looks absolutely amazing. So let me know in the comment section below. But we also do have some pretty cool free awards. Before we get into those though, the Simpsons map is returning to Reload or Blitz. I told you it was going to be coming back. They made too much effort for them just to get rid of the map, and it was a massive hit with so many players hopping back into Fortnite. This is most likely going to be getting added inside of Season 2 though, as it's kind of too late to add it inside of this season, especially with the live event coming down in the next few weeks. But what about the free awards? Well, 3 new ranked reload rewards have actually been now available inside of the game, which is actually really cool. You guys can unlock these by getting different ranks. They're slightly harder. where you guys can get a spray, a wrap, and a pickaxe. I tell a lie, these aren't slightly harder to do, they're much harder to do, but you do get some actually really cool rewards, so make sure you guys are sweating out Reload Ranked. We also then have a brand new style for Jonesy, being the gaptooth Jonesy skin, which is actually insane. This is from the Chapter 7 trailer, and you guys can actually see the skin here. This is so funny, bro. Then this is 100% free for everyone who is playing Fortnite this season, which is actually really cool. I really like how they're doing this. This style just looks so funny. And then we do have the brand new March crew pack, being the Skull Raider, which is actually another Skull Trooper skin, just with some different clothes on, like a spiky jacket. I think this one looks much better than the original Skull Trooper, and you guys can also see the legacy styles. They just look insane, bro. The Galaxy one looks absolutely unreal. Remember, this is the March crew pack, so this is going to be coming out next Sunday. We do have quite a long wait for that, but I can't lie, it looks unreal. But Madison Beer is also possibly going to be coming to Fortnite very soon. After Kim Kardashian came into the skin, a lot of music artists are talking about wanting a skin inside of Fortnite, one being highly requested being Madison Beer. And in a recent interview she did, she said she really wanted a Fortnite skin, and Fortnite responded to her saying this, and they said, I hope she likes the upcoming Season 2 with some cool stuff in there for the OGs to enjoy, which is actually pretty cryptic, because what could they be teasing? A Madison Beer skin coming to the game, but also teasing some OG stuff coming into Battle Royale with the Norse mythology themed season. If you guys do remember, instead of OG Season 7, we actually did have a Viking POI, which is like a Norse mythology themed POI. It was only small, it was on top of a mountain, but this may actually be arriving on the Chapter 7 island as well. As we do know now, the OG reality and the BR reality are both linked together, which is actually pretty cool. But like I said, Season 2's Battle Pass is going to be pretty incredible. Obviously, we'll be getting god skins inside of the Battle Pass, like Chapter 5 Season 2 we got Zeus. This season we're going to probably be getting Odin, Loki, and maybe Thor, but we're also going to be getting Fortnite's own skins, and leakers have been going through every single file in the game files to find some stuff that relates to survey skins, because as we know, the survey skins are teasing skins that are going to be coming in the future, and inside of these survey skins, they found these 3 skins. We have Fenrir, which is a new wolf skin that fits the theme of this season perfectly, and this skin looks evil as hell. This will be a higher level inside of the Battle Pass. We then have Ratataska, which is like a squirrel looking skin, actually very cute. I'm not entirely sure how this links, but it does link. And then we have Handel, which is a chicken. I can't lie, this is probably going to be my favourite skin inside of the Battle Pass, but you guys can also see a bonus style for this skin, being him all in gold armour with a red cape, which fits the theme perfectly. I absolutely love this skin. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But over at the Area 51 base, you may be wondering what this is. Well, it is a base for the last reality. If you guys do remember from all the way back in Chapter 3, we were sent to the Seven's home for the whole chapter, and this chapter we are now on the last reality's home, which is why the main villain is already on the island. It makes a lot of sense, and I can't lie, this is absolutely amazing. The main villain is obviously the Dark Voyager, whose reality has been redacted, which means he belongs to nowhere, and that makes him very dangerous because he doesn't care. But that's not all, because if we also take a look at the 0-hour event, there was a transmission sent by the last reality that only showed for a split second with a load of cube glyphs, which has now been confirmed to be the last reality's language, but it was also decoded for a split second as well, which you guys can see here, all of the transmission logs that have been decoded. It says, we've been on the base reality for 8 years. The base reality. I am very excited to know what this means. It also says that the learning phase has been completed, and they are decommissioning the anomaly containment protocol and decommissioning the dark presence, which means the dark presence was working for the last reality all along, and someone even more powerful has been pulling the strings. This is very cool. It looks like the dark presence wasn't working alone, and he was actually working for someone, which is pretty amazing. There are suspicions that he was working for the Dark Voyager, but I highly doubt the Dark Voyager is like the big bad boss, bro. He's only quite small. But they also say near the end, we are beginning Phase 2, executing program, which means we are now in the middle of Phase 2. Well, the start of Phase 2 really, because the chapter's only really started, with the Dark Voyager potentially being in control, like I just said. So this chapter storyline is going to be absolutely crazy. It turns out all of the last 8 to 7 years was a learning phase. It was a long learning phase, but now we're in Phase 2, and I can't lie, this is absolutely amazing. With our next update kickstarting it, with us reconstructing the 0 point. Over the past week, you may have realized the Order was captured by the Dark Voyager, but we managed to break her out of her prison via the storyline quest with more coming out next week. And inside of the new update, this loading screen was found in the files, which you guys can see the order coming through a rift, which you guys can actually get this loading screen for completely free when you complete all of the storyline quests. And she was also seen in the Love and Legends trailer, but why was she inside of this trailer? Well, if you guys do go and look at it, you guys can see she is going against the Dark Voyager and the Ice King holding a brand new weapon. This is the 7 cannon, which we'll talk about in just a second. But why the Ice King? Because we all know the OG pass didn't include him, which was kind of a bummer, I can't lie. But with his OG live event literally happening in a few weeks time, this is why they added a brand new version of him inside of the files and not a remix inside of the battle pass, because it didn't make much sense to remix the skin. They just updated the skin like they're doing with all of the 7 members. But you guys can actually unlock this skin for completely free if you guys do participate in the storyline event, which is on February the 15th, seen in the roadmap. You guys can also see on February the 23rd there is something to do with the 7, which is why the 7 cannon has now been seen in the trailer. And here's a better look at what it actually does look like. It looks pretty insane. I'm very excited to use this. This is going to be the season ending live event, and yes, the season has been delayed by 2 weeks as well, which kind of does suck, but it does give you more time to actually unlock and complete everything inside of the season. Not like the season's been long enough. But at the very end of the roadmap, you guys can see a symbol saying next with a frozen broken heart, which indicates something frozen will be going over into the next season. And as we can see, the Ice King has a pretty big role with the Dark Voyager, so I do believe the Ice King will be very important to the storyline, and he will be getting transferred over into season 2 as a brand new boss on the island, which you guys can turn into him just like you can do this season with Human Bill. We're going to be able to turn into the Ice King next season, which is actually going to be really, really cool.